Postgraduate Studies Abroad. And before we start proper, we have to observe due protocol. And I'm going to be introducing the NAPE YP lead to take the opening remark. Once the NAPE YP lead takes the opening remark, then we start the meeting proper. Over to you, sir, Mr. Sean Oguntikwe.
All right. Thanks a lot, Daniel. Please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Daniel, and good morning, everyone. For those of you joining from this part of the world, I want to welcome you, like the moderator, Daniel Abbey, has also done, to this special technical series on preparing for postgraduate studies abroad. I know a lot of young professionals want to further their education, and because of several of these requests, the technical committee led by Dumome had come together to put this program together just so that we can educate our members on what they need to do or what they need to know in preparation for their postgraduate studies. And no other person than to do this than Mr. Joseph Cookey, who has accepted to come share his knowledge on this topic with the young professional community. Welcome to everyone. If you know anyone who hasn't joined yet and will benefit from this, kindly reach out to them. It will be an exciting and an educative session. Kindly reach out to them so that they can come in and learn just as you are also present on this call to learn from it. Bring out your notes and your pen so that you can take notes down. And there will also be question and answer session that will be moderated as well. Coordinated as well. Kindly feel free to note your questions down, and then that conversation or answers will be provided to them. I want to welcome you all, and I want to thank Mr. Joseph Cookey for taking time out to also come to us to share his knowledge. Thank you so much. Over to you. Do have a successful deliberation or conversation.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shell. Thank you very much, my awesome NAPE YP lead. Come on, guys, can we just celebrate him with a virtual clap or just the chat box? Thank you very much for that wonderful opening remark. Okay, so very quickly, I would like to wish the Muslim faithful an happy Eid al-Fitr or a happy Eid Mubarak to all the NAPE members. We pray that your paths be steady, your discoveries be rewarding, and your journey be filled with blessings. So happy Eid al-Fitr and happy holiday season. Okay, so very quickly before we go in proper, I would like to do a safety brief and more or less an introduction of the facilitator. And this, I promise you, this meeting is going to be a very interesting meeting. It's going to be a meeting that you won't regret joining. It's going to be a meeting where you are really going to get the ROI of your investment, because I've come to understand that every time you spend is like you investing into it. And obviously you surely get the ROI of this meeting, the fruits of this meeting. Okay, you should be enjoying your weekend. You should be, if possible, watching a movie now, but you are taking out precious time to be in a meeting to listen. And I can assure you that you surely get the value of this meeting. So safety brief and proper. The webinar is being recorded. So this is just to inform everyone. The webinar is being recorded. Please avoid sharing any personal or sensitive information in the chats. The webinar is being recorded, and all participants are muted upon entry. Kindly remain muted unless called upon to speak to reduce background noise. It's a safety culture. It's a culture. It's an etiquette that whenever you join a meeting online, either Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, make sure you join the meeting with your microphone muted to avoid the distraction, and also your camera to not showing. Use the chat function respectfully and for relevant questions or comments. Harassment, offensive language will not be tolerated and may result in removal from the session. So try your possible best to make good use of the chat section. Whenever you are asked to use the chat section for questions, make sure you ask your question, you go straight to the point. And for technical safety, please do not click on any suspicious links shared in the chat. Only follow links shared by the host, by the moderator, or by the designated speakers. environmental awareness, be aware of your surroundings, choose a quiet space for full concentration, and let others around you know you are in a session. If you are joining with a headphone, keep your headphone volume at a moderate level to protect your hearing and also to be aware of your environment. See, recently I was doing a presentation at my company that situation awareness. You could be in a place and you are not aware of what is happening. So if you are listening with your headphone, do not increase it to the highest level because something could be happening, an alarm may be triggering and you are not hearing. So just make sure it is at a moderated volume. So I'm going to be introducing our guest proper. That's Mr. Joseph Cookey. Mr. Joseph Cookey is a professional who has a strong background in geoscience and a rich blend of work experience spanning across field, office research, and teaching roles. With over a decade of experience in the oil and gas industry and academia, his expertise specifically cut across acquiring, processing, and interpreting geoscience data, as well as conducting environmental impact assessments, occupational safety and risk hazard assessments, monitoring process production operations, preparing tender, teaching and conducting research, developing training programs, and facilitating trainings. He holds a BSc in Applied Geophysics and graduated top of his class in Physics Department at the Rivers State University. He later proceeded for an MSc in Exploration Geophysics at the University of Leeds, United Kingdom, courtesy of the Shell Petroleum Development Company Niger Delta Postgraduate Scholarship Award. He's currently a PhD student in petroleum geoscience at the Center for Petroleum Geosciences at the University of Port Harcourt. He was a geophysics lecturer at Uptonville Oil and Gas Institute in Port Harcourt, a physics lecturer at Alvan Ikoku Federal University of Education in Owerri, and a geophysics lecturer at University of Guyana. During his time with these tertiary institutions, he developed and taught courses in applied geophysics, pure physics, and mathematics, assessed students' academical performance, engaged in research, publications, and presentations at conferences. He left the academia to join Belema Oil Producing Limited as an exploration geophysicist, interpreted seismic data, provided support to the subsurface team for field development, as well as supervised swam and shallow offshore operations involving environment impact assessments, seismic and well log acquisitions. After his spell at Belema, he worked as an independent geoscientist. He designed geoscience training programs, facilitated and delivered trainings, and provided research support to clients. Sequel to these, he joined WTS Energy Nigeria, helping them monitor hydrocarbon production operations on former FPSO Adon, now FPSO NUIMS Adon in the Gulf of Guinea. Afterwards, he joined B Energy Consultancy Services Limited as a senior geologist and seismic interpreter. Here he was involved in various field re-evaluation studies, managed their geoscience database, developed standard. Currently, he works as an Earth Science graduate intern at Chevron Nigeria Limited, where his research is focused on detailed characterization of key reservoirs within one of the company's matured fields in support of our ongoing campaign to drill new wells and optimize hydrocarbon production. Come on, if I were you, I will be celebrating our guest speaker because this profile is beyond loaded. It's really beyond loaded to tell you that we are really going to be gaining value. We are in for value. He's a recipient of many awards, honors such as the Ocean Energy Nigeria Limited, NAPE UAP Best Geoscience Student, Best Graduating Physics Student at the Rivers State University, Community Development Service, courtesy of the NYC, Enugu State, Nigerian Ajib Exploration Limited Postgraduate Scholarship, SPDC Niger Delta Postgraduate Scholarship, Global Volunteers Recognition, courtesy of the University of Leeds. He has co-authored 3 A-level physics textbooks, with a notable one being Electromagnetism and Modern Physics. He has presented in papers at NAPE and the Nigerian Institute of Physics conferences and published numerous academic papers in reputable journals. He's a member of Society of Exploration Geophysicists, member of AGU, member of European Association of Geoscientists and Engineers, member of NAPE, and a member of NIP. NAPE Young Professionals, please can we welcome Mr. Joseph Cookey. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. We are happy to have you here. Thank you very much for doing this with us. So I'm going to stop sharing now so that you can share your screen. Over to you, sir, Mr. Joseph. Hello, Mr. Joseph. Can you hear me, sir?
Hello, Daniel.
Hello,
Mr. Joseph messaged me that he's having little challenges with his
network.
network. Yes, so
Okay, okay,
yes, yeah,
okay,
he
okay.
couldn't hear you
That's
well.
fine. Okay, that's fine. Just kindly let me know when he joins. So while we are waiting for Mr. Joseph to join in, I would also appreciate if we can start dropping our questions now. I'm sure we should have some questions to ask the guests, so that it's not when it's done we now start wasting time to create questions. So we just drop that question on the chat box, and once it's done with the session, we will start treating the questions. So if you have any questions in terms of funding, in terms of scholarship, in terms on how to write a good research statement, how to write a good personal statement, you can start asking those questions now. Or if possible, the kind of school you should start focusing on as a first class student, as a 2-1 student, as if possible, to as a 2-2 student. You can start asking those questions now in the chat box while we are waiting for Mr. Joseph to join us. Um, so let's just do that very fast. And for those of you that have not introduced yourself, please kindly do well to introduce yourself on the chat box. Please, can we do well to drop our questions? We're expecting those questions. Let's try and make this technical meeting as interactive as possible. While we are trying to form up with our questions, there's just a gentle reminder that all members of NAPE YP, all student members, all active members, all associate members and corporate members should kindly pay their dues. You know, I'm currently the financial secretary and treasurer of NAPE YP, and it's really not encouraging that we have a lot of members of NAPE, especially the YPs, especially students, and we are not paying our dues. So NAPE, as you all know, we have a lot of events lined up for the year, from our annual international conference and an exhibition, so all other technical meetings. And these your dues are what we use to facilitate the association. So this is more like an encouragement for everyone, every member of NAPE to kindly pay their dues. And I'm sure we're going to be having some people that are not members of NAPE. This is also an encouragement for you to join NAPE. We are really feeding well in NAPE, as you can see, having someone like this to come speak with us. So you should be a member of NAPE, and you being a member of NAPE doesn't mean you have to or fully be a geologist. So far, you are interested in working in the STEM industry, that is the science, technology, engineering, and management, or science, technology, engineering, maths. You should be a member of NAPE. Your voice is needed in NAPE. Your voice is needed in the energy sector of Nigeria. And come to think of it, NAPE is the biggest association, biggest energy association in Africa. So you should be a member of this association. Okay. Um, Dumome, is Mr. Joseph back?
Just hold on, I'm trying to reach out to him.
Okay. Um, Abioye, please, can you kindly go back to the due slides? I just want to just point out one of the things. So the payment of dues. Okay. Okay, so for those of you that would like to be members of NAPE, or maybe you were a student member, you are done with school, or you are done with service, and you would like to transition into be an active member, because I noticed I've been getting numerous messages about how can I transition into an active member, how can I be a member of NAPE YP, because I'm sure we have a lot of the percentage of young people here is very high, and I'm sure you have that question. You can see the contacts on the screen. That's 08020729495. That's the contacts of NAPE membership chair. That's Mr. Mayowa, Daniel Mayowa. You could also reach out to him on the process you need to take for you to be a member to be an active member, to be a NAPE YP member. So you could also do that. And for you to be a member, obviously you need to start paying your dues. And please just try your possible best to start paying your dues. And one of the things, once after March 31st, so there's a new rule now. Access to YP physical events and activities will be discounted for financially up-to-date members. We want you to really gain value for your dues. You understand? And also for our YP online sessions, only financially active members will be eligible to receive gifts and awards. You understand? Over the months, every month we've been having technical meetings, and in those technical meetings we have quizzes where we give out gifts. And sometimes most of the people that get our gifts are not financially up to date members. So please kindly let's try, and it's just 2,000 naira for students, and it's just a yearly due, and just 12,000 naira for active members and associate members. So let's kindly do well to start paying our dues. As it's written here, it's more than a requirement. It's an investment in the association. And I said earlier that every investment, whether it be time, resources, every investment you are investing in this association, you surely get the value of the investment. Yeah.
Okay, Daniel,
So
can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I think it's on now. Mr. Cookie,
Okay.
please, can you turn off your video? I
Yes.
think it will be better so that the network can be better.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Good morning, Mr. Cookey. It's nice to have you here again. So we just finished reading your bio, and I must say it's an excellent and amazing bio for a young professional. Thank you very much for doing this with us. We're super grateful. So for the next 40 to 45 minutes, you have the floor, sir. Over to you, sir.
Okay, hello everyone. Apologies, my network was just trying to misbehave. Thank you. And the entire ESCO is heavily led by Mr. Sean Guntipe and the technical chair, Mr. Makoleti Moni. I have to thank you all for the opportunity to get to share what I know. I'd like to also commend NAPE YP leadership over the work that they do, organizing sort of program every month. Individuals or professionals or also contribute my own quota. Okay, so I'll be speaking to us on a topic that is very dear to my heart. An experience I've had on screen. But before I do that, let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Joseph, but we are finding it difficult to hear you clearly. Maybe you may need to turn off your video. What do you think?
Oh.
So that your audio can be very clear. Okay, sir.
Okay. Let me do that. Okay. How is the audio level now? Is it better?
I think it's better. It's better.
Okay, great. So I was saying before, I believe led by Mr. Sean Guntipe and the technical chair, Mr. Macaulay Dumomin, for the opportunity to get to share what I know about this topic. topic. And then I would also like to commend the work that you guys have been doing over the past years. My job here is to also make sure I contribute to the screen, and then I take it off from there.
Oh, hello, Mr. Joseph. We can't hear you,
Yes,
sir.
can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. So I'm trying to share my screen. Looks like the slide is not showing. Okay, yes, it's up now. Can you see my slide?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, we can see it. We can see your screen. We can see your slide, sir.
Okay. Great. So, as I said before, I'll be speaking to us on a topic that's very, very close to my heart, which is preparing for postgraduate studies abroad. Having had the opportunity to travel out of the shores of Nigeria to go study somewhere UK that I took, with the NAPE YP community, especially for those people who are aspiring to go study abroad. My focus country there is the UK. I can only speak from my knowledge points and the school I attended is University of Leeds. So on this slide, we can see high points of my time at the University of Leeds. So I'll just take up the conversation from there. On this slide, I won't bother talking about me because I believe my profile has been shared already. So I'll walk you through the session overview, why you should study abroad with a focus on the UK, how you can go about that, other important issues that you should consider. At my final thoughts. So the UK educational system, preparing a winning application, the application process itself, navigating funding options, and getting ready or getting set to deepen the understanding of the postgraduate educational system in the UK. We have also learned how to search for programs and the choice university based on your career goals and your application, practically learn how to apply for admissions for those of you who don't know how to do that, and then also we'll explore funding options of that. For the purpose of this presentation, my target audience will be those who are in their final year, those who are recent graduates. If you're a core member on this call, this is for you. If you're a professional, if you are if you started the process and you're stuck somewhere along the line, you don't know what to do, this is for you as well. You really don't know, especially if your destination country is the UK. I hope that at the end of this session, I'll be able to provide some clarity for you. Okay. So first things first, why should you choose one country to go and study? There are a number of reasons, but I'm just going to talk about a few of them here. So first off, the UK provides you an opportunity to gain first-hand experience. What class education from a number of Manchester and all of that. And these institutions are world-class because they provide you access to international standards, infrastructure, learning environment, access to, so you get opportunity to get a good experience if you eventually get to study of Nigeria. Courses that they offer range from what's in sciences to business, engineering, medicine, law, and even the arts. Then thinking about going to study environment and gives you access to meet people that are from different cultures, from different countries, from different ethnic groups. You get to make new friends, build lifelong relationships. And even meet potential business partners from there. And then also the programs here are usually very short compared to what you can find in, especially in the US, Canada, and other countries. Most of this talk is going to be for those people who are going for masters. Okay, and then why I should study in the UK is because it also provides you good opportunity to work. While you're studying, you can take up part-time job, and you have an opportunity for an extended stay based on your visa, and then to see what you can do afterwards. And then, truth be told, most employers these days, they usually place high premium or priority on people who studied outside of Nigeria for potential employees. So you have all of this to you if you're looking to go study in the UK or somewhere else outside of Nigeria. What I'm going to be sharing here will still be useful for you. Okay. So let's talk about conditions. So on this slide, I have a list of, I have 5 items here, which I'm going to be talking about in-depthly in the adjoining slides. So we'll look at understanding the UK postgraduate educational system in details. Crafting a winning application. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. But it's a little bit blurry.
Hello?
Hello, sir. Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, so I just want to be sure I'm not talking to myself, and that's why I have to pause at some point and to get asked if anyone. Okay. Okay, great. So I'll be talking about understanding the UK postgraduate educational system. It's good you have this understanding, especially for those of you who haven't applied, who haven't schooled there, or who are looking to go there to school. So if you're looking at going to study in the UK, they offer different types of degrees from masters to PhD and all of that. And then if you're also looking at going to study in the UK, there are some universities are called the reserve group of schools, and some of them are also called the non-reserve group of schools. Now the reserve group of schools are top-rated schools globally. They are your equivalent Ivy League schools in the US. So these schools have students are engaged in. If you're looking to go to any of the UK schools, and it's good you have this sort of top-rated schools in mind. I've mentioned a few of them before now, like your Imperial College, Oxford, Cambridge, and at the end of the day, you realize that employees will usually give you more priority because they believe that candidates who went to study in these universities are candidates who they can really pick and people that can easily work with. Okay, so when you're considering going to UK universities, look at the group of schools. As some of your you take courses, take exams, and then do your thesis at the end of the day, and that will be it. Now for the research one, they are purely research, those are purely research based, and then for people who want to go for PhDs, great for such kind of programs. And then if you're looking to pursue universities in the UK, it is important you know the right programs and the right universities that you should choose. So I've clearly mentioned that on this slide, that some universities are as such universities, it is good you explore platforms like QS, World Rankings, or Times Higher Education. There you see universities and their ranking, and if you're going to apply to top 5 universities, top 3 universities in the world, you'll find their rankings there. Right? And the also get accreditation, you should factor that in. The kind of faculties that are there, people who are renowned for the kind of research that they conduct globally. Studying in this sort of universities can offer you at the end of the day, what are your career prospects? You should factor all of this in when you're considering going to study in this sort of universities. Okay, so this university when they open application, they usually have requirements. Of course, they have minimum requirements, which will be for those of you who are looking to go do masters, your first degree, BSc, BEng, BTech, and all of that. And some will even go as far as stating that they need people who made first class. Some will say 2-1, or even you have some bit of work experience in your basket. That can also put you in a good standing. And then they would also require you taking standardized tests and require the bands, okay? So like your IELTS, your TOEFL, Duolingo test, PT, and all of that. So if you're considering going to study in any of these universities, make sure you go take these tests, okay? Some will even go deeper. By conducting interviews. So all of these are some of the information that you should arm yourself with. And then you should also bear in mind that going to study in the UK or in some of these top ranked universities are very, very expensive. They're very expensive. The tuition fee you pay, your living, cost or expenses, and as the years go by. I could remember when I studied in the UK a few years back. At that point, I paid around £18,000 for my tuition fee. So you can imagine what the value will be now. So hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Good. Now, having looked at all of these,
yeah, we can hear you.
Point that you should keep in mind when you try to study UK. I have just a few. Good. So I have just a few assignments on this slide for you. So at the end of this presentation, if you haven't started preparing, making any form of preparation, you can check about at least 3 universities, and their programs based on your career goals or your personal goals. Go research about the universities, and then you can also start by gathering your application or putting together your application, the application requirements from all of the selected programs or courses that you would have found out online to start your application. Now, let's talk about an integral part of the application process. Okay, in fact, this part can make or mar your application. Your goal is, at the end of the day, is to make sure that when you apply to this university, you're offered admission. You craft or how you put together your application document is very critical. The content of your application document is very critical because this is more like you branding yourself, marketing yourself to the institution, right? So you need to put your best foot forward. You need to tell them that shows your O-level certificate is very important. You put them together, your first degree certificate. If you have an unofficial transcript, you also include it there. If you do not have any at this point in time, I'll encourage you to go get one, apply for one. And then if you've also been engaged in any volunteering activities or extracurricular engagements, and you have an evidence to show that you've been engaged in that, please make sure you also include it for admissions. The universities would want to look at your CV. So if you do not have a CV at this point in time, I'll encourage you to go and then prepare one. Okay, and then everything about you, your past, your achievements, professional achievement, academic achievement, leadership. In the body of the personal statement, you should be able to say why you have chosen the institution of choice or the institution that you've chosen in your application. You should be able to tell why you also want to study that course and your future career goals. Okay, so you should be able to say all of those things succinctly in your personal statement. And then another important document that you should have ready, it's your references. Now, when you're applying to this institution, they would also get someone who knows you. So if you're just fresh out of school, the best references will always come from your university lecturers. But however, I want to stress your state that if you're considering a referee, you should use something because the kind of reference you use would also go a long way in helping to make your application look very solid at the end of the day. And then if you're a professional, the best bet would be to use someone who is more like a supervisor to you, your manager, your director, someone who understands you, who understands good things about you. Okay. Now on the area of references, I want to highlight two things. Usually when you're applying to these institutions, some of them would say we need a document more like referee, right, which you're expected to upload on their portal as a part of your supporting document. And then for some, on the application portal, they provide sections where you have to provide the name, email address, official email address of your, and then a few other information about emails into their inbox or inboxes, and then they will write their references on your behalf. So in choosing your referees, you need to make sure it's someone who knows you and somebody who can write about your academic competencies, your leadership abilities, your achievements generally. It has to be somebody who knows you very well. If you haven't yet, or you haven't gotten a copy of your personal statement, you should go ahead and draft one. And then let me even point out something here. We live in the age where people use AI tools to generate the it is best you write something original. Then you can maybe use an AI tool to just blend it or tweak it. But it is not good practice for me to just start using an AI tool, because as you're submitting this application, they have the AI trackers there. Okay, and you wouldn't want to submit your application and then they highlight somewhere that you've gone to pick up something from the. So I'll advise you be as original as you can in your on your personal statement, especially. Can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear
Yes,
you.
we can hear you, sir.
Yes, you can.
So we've talked about a few things on section 1 process. Now let's talk about the admission application process. Before you initiate the application, you should keep in mind some key dates or important dates, which is the application date and even your progress date and end date. Usually, for if you're considering schools that are in the UK, their program start date are normally from September, some in October. Right? By now, if you're looking at going to the UK and you haven't and you've already started your application, by now you have already known your status. But however, if you're just starting out on this journey, you can still look out at the end of this talk. You can still go online and look out for universities and their website and see if some of them are still open. But I can tell you that most of them at this point in time might be closed. But you can still give it a shot. And okay, so you keep these key dates in mind, and then for the admission process, visit the university website, make sure you finish your application, and then you can now navigate to the section that concerns your program, the department, the program, every information that you need to know. Make sure you keep them on your mind and before you even start your application. Okay. So that's what you have to register and then fill up every section of the application and then make sure that you before you click submit, that you've gone through every section of that application process and you have submitted your capacity, everything that is expected or required of you, and that there are no errors anywhere in your application process, because once you hit submit, you cannot go and undo the process. So make sure you have you put all of this in place before you submit. And then when you this is where I'll need to state that you need to have a functional email address, because when the school is corresponding with you, they correspond with you through email, and they're usually very, very proactive. They're very proactive. So make sure you have a functional email before you even start the process. And then as you said, they'll fix or attach deadlines too. Okay, so you'll be able to see what's happening or how your application is progressing. And now points where you've been offered admission, so to speak. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Good. Let me use this opportunity to point out something. Now, after of this, some admissions offer that you receive can be unconditional, whereas others can be conditional. And when you're offered conditional admission, out of this determined that the school has made, you probably submitted some and didn't submit others. I'll give you an example. Let's say you reached out to your professor to prepare a reference letter for you and then submit and then give you the document. Or you while you're your application, you've taken your standardized test and you are awaiting the results, and then you've also submitted your application, right? You can submit your application, even if you haven't written the test or you haven't gotten the results yet, or you your complete the reference letter and send to you. I mean, by that time you've already submitted. So if the school makes you an offer, it will be a conditional offer. And then on that offer letter, they will clearly state that you need to, yes, you've been offered admission. However, this is what I'm watching. Given a deadline to submit either your test results, your reference letter, or any other outstanding thing that you're owing. Okay, so your job will be provide them what they've asked from you and make sure you stay within the accepted deadline. Okay, so that's on the part of the conditional offer. And then there's also the cost of the unconditional offer. At this point, you're not owing them anything. You've given them everything that is required of you, right? So the institution would send you via your email an unconditional offer. Okay, clearly stating the number of information, the program start date, and then everything that you need to know. Going forward. Now, I got a few years back when I applied to University of Manchester, even before I applied to University of Leeds. Okay, and then there's also a sample here from University of Nottingham. Okay, so all of these are unconditional offers. Now you have you've been offered admission and an unconditional offer. You have three opportunities. One, either to accept the application or to defer the if you no longer at that point in time considering for whatever reason best known to you, you're no longer considering pursuing it that particular year, you can decide to defer the admission to another year. Okay. But however, if you accept the offer, so when you have accepted the offer, the university will now send you an email containing a document which they call confirmation of acceptance for study. This is an evidence that you applied to the offer the admission. Okay, so these are samples of this sort of documents. For short, I call them cash statements. Okay, confirmation of acceptance for studies. Now, this document is not given to you just so you can keep it in your no, it is very, very important or crucial, and you will see why as I progress. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good. So,
Yeah.
so having looked at the at this point in time, and then the next thing I want to talk about is navigating or exploring funding options. This aspect is very, very crucial, very important too. Now, for people who are well-to-do somewhere outside of Nigeria, you can also explore bursaries or student loans and university-specific funding or even scholarships. Now, I'll be speaking more about the scholarship part because that will be partial, while some can be fully funded. in my case, the one I got was a fully funded one, and I'll be talking more on that. So there are a number of some of these universities. Yes, they can offer you scholarship, but it will normally be in partnership with other organizations. Now, for some of them, while you're applying to them for admission, you can also check out their scholarship. So there is a DAD, there's Erasmus Mundus, there's Mastercard Foundation, there's Gates Foundation. It was formerly the SVDC. That was the route I used. There is also Nigerian Algebra Exploration Limited Scholarship. There's also the PTDF. There's NDDC. There's Federal Scholarship Board Bilateral Education Awards. Explore all of these or some of these organizations, especially if you've been offered admission, you can use that and source for sponsorship or funding from these organizations. Now, Africa, Scholastica, and many others. So you can go, so you can visit their website and then I promise you, you're going to see taking this a bit further. Now you're exploring the scholarship avenue. You're a member of the NAPE YP community. Information are being shared here, and on the YP WhatsApp group, on the LinkedIn, Facebook, just name them. The various social media platforms. You have friends, you speak to them, they are not usually hidden. They're everywhere, whether PTDF, the Total one, the one from Renaissance. You should keep your eyes on this one. Usually they will advertise, and when they advertise, they will usually give you certain requirements that you need to meet as well before you can apply, and you can be considered for the scholarship. So what I had is just a display of the scholarship application form from the University of Leeds. They must meet age-wise, standardized test, state of origin, in this case, the course that you're looking to go study over there, and a few other information. So they have the application form, which you're expected to stuff that you go through, fill up, and submit to them before they can invite you for interview if you meet their requirements. So like I mentioned earlier, when I it runs as Renaissance African Energy Company Scholarship scheme. So you can keep an eye for that, or be on the lookout for that when the applications are up. So you can also explore that avenue. So many years down the line, at the time of applying to sorry, few years down the line, at the time I was in the academia lecturing, and then I'd always wanted to go study abroad with UK in mind. So while I was the academia lecturing, I was also applying for admissions. I got a number of admission offers. And then applied to different scholarship organizations, attended interviews. However, the year that it worked for me, it was the expedition that I got purely on merit. Okay, and this slide there simply shows the award ceremony that was conducted for a number of us, then about 10 of us. And I think so far the program should be in its 14 to 15 years now, school in the UK to go and study. So keep your eye, as I mentioned earlier, on that. We'll also explore this opportunity, and who knows, your dream of going to study in the UK or abroad based on when you are looking to go these routes. Now, having talked about funding options, scholarships, one other important area that I want to ask is that you've been offered admission, you've applied for scholarships, you've also gotten the scholarship, right? You should consider putting yourself together to travel outside of Nigeria to go study. So you should consider applying for a visa from any of the UK schools. You can now see why I said the CAS statement that was sent to you from the previous slide that I spoke extensively on. That's an that it is what it is here that you're going to find to improve of funds. If you're going to tow the personal routes, of course, you should be able to have some amount of money in your accounts that you can use to show that you can actually shoulder the financial burden or the financial cost. But if you're looking to use the scholarship route, I'm sure that at the point you've been offered fully funded scholarship by any of the awarding institutions, they will prepare an introduction letter for you that will capture the various areas that the scholarship covers, and then that can serve for you as a proof of funds. Then your passport will need to be ready. Very important. You also have your passport photograph, more like a headshot. Okay, so if you've taken the English language test or any standardized test, the results will come in handy here. And by the way, when you're applying for your visa, you have to pay some amount of money and then also provide an evidence that you're medically fit. Okay, before you apply, which might take a bit of like 6 months before your course start date. And then that's if you're applying, but the processing time can take like 3 to 4 weeks. It depends. So if you're going to, in preparing for applying for visa, you can visit some of the links that I've shared here. You find them online. Okay, you can see the UKVA website for detailed information. Okay, on how to go about the application for visas. But I believe that when you have been offered fully funding scholarships, the scholarship awarding institution or organization would put you through this. It's not something that you have to be left to do on your own. They'll put you through this, okay, as a way to support you. And then you should also consider traveling. Okay, so when you're right here, I have some information that are tied to the school that I applied or I applied to. Okay, so because the scholarship then was joint sponsorship between the university and the SPDC then. So at this point, when you're preparing to depart, the funding organization will take care of you. Some schools will take care of your flight, your flight booking, and then for all the tickets to you and all of that. However, all of this information and much more will be provided to you by your funding organization. Okay, and when you're also applying to big time, and they would have already started sending information as to when the program will start. If you have any accommodation contributions to make, they'll send you links that you should look at to explore the accommodation offers that they have. You can begin to look at those information on their website. In my own case, I was very fortunate to have someone in the school where I went to study then who was already studying there or who was about to at that point. So in case we see then the person I was going to that I would like to take over the person's accommodation space. Okay. So if you're looking to go study out there, you have someone who is in the city or the school that you intend to go study, you can explore that option. However, if you do not have anyone that you know, maybe a family member who that decide to start, engaging the school's accommodation options. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Great.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
So I'm glad. Great. So far I've been able to walk you through why you should study abroad, the focus being the UK. We've also looked at understanding the UK educational system. We've also gone ahead to look at crafting a winning application for the admission, right? And what you can do when you've been offered admission, right? We've also looked at different scholarship options, by scholarship options. And I've also taken you through different things that you can consider when you're looking at preparing to depart to your choice. For my final takeaways from here, having heard all of this, the ball is right now on your court. You desire or a dream to go and study outside Nigeria, the destination if your school is in mind. So your dream or your aspirations of studying outside Nigeria with the focus being the UK can be achieved. However, it begins with what you do today, not tomorrow. So next time, I'll be waiting for your questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. I think that was a wonderful presentation. I must say I'm really saturated with a lot of information. Thank you very much for that awesome presentation. Guys, please can we just celebrate Mr. Joseph Cookey?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing value. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. And I was really happy when I was seeing those pictures. Thank you. And I just come to think of it that imagine you're not keeping memories. You may not have pictures to show during this presentation. Thanks for that. This is an advice to some of you. Start taking pictures, start keeping memories. Okay, so we're going to be moving on to the question and answer session. We appreciate if you have any question, or you could kindly signify by raising up your hand, or you could drop it on the chat box. If you have any question, anyone can just ask a question. I always say in meetings like this, when it's time for questions and answer, try your possible best to ask a question, because they may not be an avenue or a medium where you can see Mr. Joseph to ask a question. So this is like the best time for you to ask him whatever question you want to ask him. As I said earlier, the questions could be from applications to even how to get there. Any questions, he has the experience to answer your questions. So I'm just going to be giving 1 minute. If you don't have any other question, we'll move to the next agenda. Once again, thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. Thank you very much for that awesome session. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Okay, we have questions. So this from Damilola Adebayo. So he's asking a question, sir. What school are we to look out in the UK for postgraduate studies for self-funded students and scholarship? Now, maybe you answer that question first before I move to the next question, sir. I repeat again. What school are we to look out in the UK for postgraduate studies for self-funded students and scholarship students? So he's asking for the exact school we should look out for. in the UK? I think you said it in your presentation, but maybe you could just brush through it again, sir.
Can you hear me?
Well, I'm just hearing you now. Hello, Mr. Joseph. We are speaking. We can't hear you.
Okay. Okay. But you can hear me now, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So if I got you clearly, somebody was asking a question around the universities in the UK, right? Hello?
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. So the question is, what school are we to look out for in the UK for postgraduate students or self-funded students
Okay,
or
so
scholarship? Yes, sir.
okay, so there are a whole lot of universities in the UK. I had even mentioned some of them during the course of my presentation. And London, there is University College London, there is University of Nottingham, there is University of Newcastle, programs. So some of these universities are the ones that you can explore. I hope that answers that question.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So we have 4 more questions. I would like if the questions can be 5, so we end the Q&A session. So the second question: what are the possible job prospects to explore upon completion of a postgraduate degree program and offers that offers sponsorship or visa? I believe this in terms of geoscience and the energy space. So the person is asking, what are the possible job prospects to explore upon completion of the postgraduate degree in the UK?
So some of the courses that you can look at that are you can geoscience courses are some of those top courses. I did the program in exploration geophysics. So if you're looking at exploration geophysics, programs and courses, but I believe that over 90% people who are on this call are within the geoscience space. So if you're going to study geophysics course, geology course, I believe these courses are good enough for you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. So the second question, sir, I think it's more like a yes or no question. Do you need to message professors or in the universities in UK during admission process before applying? Do I need to message more like a code emailing? Do I need to do a code emailing to get admissions into a university in the UK?
That do you need to do it?
Do I need to message professors during my admission process? More like, do I need to do like a code email? Yes.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yes, you can explore that option. But yeah, every information that you need, you would find on their website from the admission office and all of that. So you can decide to even shoot the and that's fine by me. But however, it is good you go to the university's website and deliver every information that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. So I have another question. I think we don't have.
You find
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So the fourth question, this from Onyechi. What kind of scholarship and school are we to look out for as a second-class upper graduate? I also need to add this to it, maybe as a 2-1 or 2-2 student. What kind of are these scholarships available for 2-1 and 2-2 students? Let me add 2-2 to it, because I'm sure there may be some people in that category that may want to get scholarship. So do we have scholarship offers for 2-1 students and 2-2 students?
Yes, I mentioned something before now. In my case, I made a 2-1, a high 2-1. Most of these universities, some would ask for first class, some 2-1. So when you're looking at applying to them, please go and look at their requirements. It's very critical. Now, if you made a 2-2, that shouldn't mean the end of your world. Okay, there are still universities around. It doesn't have to be maybe Leeds or Gera College or Oxford. Okay, if you have some work experience in your kitty or your basket, that will place you on a good standing when you're applying to these institutions. Let's say you've done like 2-3 years working maybe with an oil and gas company, a servicing company. Fantastic. Include it in your CV. That's what they want to see. Okay, so whether you made a 2-2, there are many schools around. Okay, so if one doesn't favor you, you look for another. Like I mentioned in the course of my presentation, when I was seeking for sponsorship, I reached out to many organizations. I did PTDF, I did NDDC. There's even one we call River State Sustainable Development Agency in River State back then. It's no longer functional. Many of them. Okay, so and then I also explored SPDC. Some of them attended interviews. Some didn't award me the scholarship. But however, when that which was meant for me came, it came. But I didn't just relent because I applied to one and it didn't work for me. No, if you apply to one, if it didn't work for you, you apply for another. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you. We can hear you, sir.
All right. All right. So any more questions?
Yes, I still have a couple of questions for you, sir.
Okay.
I may just be able to entertain two. Maybe the rest we could I could send the questions to you, then you maybe send the answer because of our time. Okay, so the other question from Afolabi Damilari is asking, please, sir, I want to ask, do scholarship programs here in Nigeria sponsor students outside the country? Because I don't know if they do. I think I should answer that question for you because I think you said the times without number in the presentation. Yes, we have numerous scholarship programs. Okay, the next questions. Next question. What are the procedures you advise for someone who just finished school, yet to go for NYSC, who intends to study abroad through scholarship? So this person asking, do I need to focus on scholarship before NYSC or must it be after NYSC? Did you get that, sir? Mr. Joseph, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. I'm trying to mute the participant that was disrupting the call. Can hear you, sir.
If you can use them somehow, please. Okay. Okay. So again, it depends on you. If you're looking to go on personal funding or self-funding, you can And after your it will be good to give you some bit of experience, even if it's not paid. Okay, so that can increase your chances as well. Then, if you are looking to your NYC, depends on you as well. Like during my time, I had a guy in my cohort who was about rounding up with his NYC. He had already applied for admission, gotten the admission, started chasing scholarship, and got the scholarship the same year I got it. So and you can apply even if you haven't gone for NYC. While you're doing your NYC, you can apply for that as well. And then immediately after your NYC. Okay, so it depends on you at the different phase where you find yourself. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I think this should be the last question.
Yeah.
The last question, sir.
Okay.
So this person is asking, some of the well-known scholarships have requirements of coming from a state in the Niger Delta region. What do you have to say about those that are not from the regions? I would say catchment state or catchment regions. And how do I explore other scholarship options in the UK? So this person is asking if I'm not from any Niger Delta region, how do I harness scholarships that are just focused to
Okay.
yes.
If you listen carefully, you can. Okay. So you don't have to focus on the one that look at points on. You can explore Chevening. Can also explore Commonwealth. There's British Council. There are many organizations out there that you can explore. It doesn't have to be the one that focuses on the highlight. That one, Okay, so when you are applying to these sort of organizations, explore as much as you can. Expand your horizons. Don't be limited. That's my that would be my response to that question.
Okay, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. I was saying thank you very much, sir. I think this was a wonderful session. It was indeed valuable. It was amazing. It was eye-opening. And I must say, I really gained a lot from this session. And I'm sure that's also for what others are going to be saying. So, guys, can we just celebrate Mr. Joseph? Can we just appreciate him? Thank you very much for doing this. Come to think of it, some people on YouTube, they pay. You have to pay to listen to sessions like this. But here you are free of charge listening to sessions like this. Some of you are not even members of NAPE, and you are here listening to this. So please, can we just celebrate and appreciate Mr. Joseph? Thank you very much for taking out of your busy schedule to come and do this with us. So we are super grateful on behalf of NAPE, NAPE YP and the executives. We are saying thank you very much. Thank you for doing this with us. So I'm just going to be handing over to the publicity secretary, that's Abioye Banjoke, to share the announcement, and then we'll continue from there. Over to you, or NAPE or YP. NAPE, yes, you can stop sharing, sir. Over to you, my PS.
All right. Thank you very much. Please confirm you can hear me.
Can hear you. I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Excellent delivery. FinSec Financial Secretary, well done. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. Thank you so much for your time and everything you have done for us. Meeting like this, one of the reasons why we have it recorded is so we can always go back to it, and pick from it, and learn from it. And we are very sure that perhaps when we have any question and all that, we can always get back to you too, and you always respond to us. So thank you very, very much, sir. So quickly, I will just share my screen. So I run through as announcement. So got okay. Thank you. Please confirm you can see my screen, Daniel.
I can see it, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, yeah. So you guys just heard Daniel's voice. That's Daniel there, Daniel Ape, financial secretary, and these are the YPS co. So here we can see the YP lead hub then, Mr. Sheung, he gave the opening remark, and the deputy lead, Betel Akuche, and you can see general secretary, Mr. Abel Oluwamuyiwa, and you see Olaiton Kubiowo, event and welfare manager. When you attend physical events, you get to see, executive face to face. You can see Uche or Ali, that's our provost, and myself, the publicity secretary, down there at Bury. So last technical meeting we had, in January was biostratigraphy application in de-risking geologic opportunity. So it was a very insightful one when we had Mr. Tubosun, the publicity secretary for NAPE Abuja chapter. So it was really insightful, and we had quiz, we had about 4 winners, and they got their cash prize. And like I said, we always have our recordings on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube, the past technical meeting we had, you see everything there. It's open, you understand? So it's always there, whether on the NAPE YP, NAPE YouTube page itself, or the NAPE YP for our own events as NAPE Young Professional. So you see everything, right there. So then, I also wanted to look out for March and April events. Another technical series will be coming in for April. And for this month of March, we still have our health series, and we have our charity event, which is a physical event. I know someone will be excited to hear that, because physical events, they're always physical. They're always very good, where you get to meet other young professionals. You guys get to share ideas, you get to connect, and valuable connections now. And our World Geology Day, this particular one, you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss any of our physical events. So here is our health series 2. We had one last year, and this is the next one, Thriving Beyond Stress. So it's the next weekend, next Saturday, practical strategy for mental wellness. So we understand that we are professionals, and it's very possible that, as we are prepping our career, trying to have that internship, trying to get that job, trying to take that test, trying to do all this, we forget, to really pay attention to our health. So this is another time where we can all come together again, and also, and also learn. You can see we have a professional coming to, speak with us next weekend, Dr. Tarila Adresi. So please, and you see our moderator, one of us, Henry Anunandu. So he works with Jubico Energy Resources Limited. So you've heard Daniel today moderating, and it's another opportunity to meet one of us again next week. This is one of the things we do, when we give opportunity to your professionals, to take charge of meetings and things like this. And please, I want to set your calendar for next week. You must have been seeing these flyers online. So get your calendar set, block that calendar and get ready for next week. Same time, it's now 11 a.m. though. So next week. So let's get ready, as we learn things we need to know about health and all that. And we have been seeing, there's been a lot of increase, in the average temperature. So there's been increase, the average temperature, worldwide across different regions, and we've been advised to take water and all that. So these are where you learn other things, how you can manage your health, and stress, and all that. So, and this is a charity event. Now, as you're looking at this flyer, charity events is one of the our main events, our physical events that we do. Last year we're on the street of Bariga, and this year we're going to Akokayaba, to an orphanage in a Memorial Child Care and Treatment Home School. So we're going to meet these children. We're not just going to give them gifts, we're going to spend time with them, impacting them, putting, seed of hope in them. You understand? So at some point, someone, stood by you, encouraged you and all that, or you saw someone, that encouraged you and you wanted to be like. So we are going to do all that too. And if you look at this flyer now, you'll be seeing how you can really support this event. You see account details of Olaito Kobio. That's our welfare manager, our welfare director. So please, let's support this event as we support financially. If you're also, you're free for that day, it's also next week, March 29, 2 p.m. We'll be in Akokayaba. And you'll be still seeing my screen. That if it's confirmed, you can see my screen. This is the last charity event on the street of Bariga.
Yes,
You can
that's it.
see, yeah, thank you. You can see how excited these children are. You can see these are our members. Oh, sorry about that. So these are our members, and all that. So you can see the YP lead here, you can see general secretary here. So you can see that, we are really here. These children really, add their time. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, so you can look through just, as we walk through this slide, you can see that this is not just us going to just share stuff. Look at them. They really add time. They are the fun, they are the learning time. You can see all that. I will want you to be part of this. This is what we do as young professional. I will represent NAPE, reaching out to our communities and all that. And it is what we encourage every young professional to do. So you might not get to do this by yourself yet, but this how we come together as a community to do. And we are looking forward to see you this coming weekend also. So now another one you should look out for is World Geology Day. Wow, this one, right? This is the last year edition, but this year, the way it's looking is like we're going outside of Lagos, somewhere in. Should I just let it out? Somewhere in Abeokuta. Let me just let it out like that. So somewhere in Abeokuta, and I want you guys to really anticipate this. This last year, we went to Lufasi Nature Park, and you can see from this picture slide, you can see that we really had fun. Oh, we learned about geology, and all that. You can see last year there we have Mrs. Olajumoke Celia. There she was our president elect, and now she's our president. So you can see our executive, coming to encourage us, coming to teach us, coming to impact us. This is what we do at NAPE. This is what we do at NAPE. So, and I don't want you to miss any of these events. So you can see our members, as we okay. Yeah, so so this is our ESCO and past ESCO, and our current president. So, and these are what geology cake, how awesome it is. Every point we meet, we do learn, and you can see that. So, I remember last year, everybody had to come and describe what they can see. This cake, can you tell us what is happening here and all that? So, it's a point of learning, a point of connection. Imagine you having the opportunity to sit, and learn where the NAPI president is, or the NAPI vice president, or the NAPI ESCOs. It's really a great opportunity, and it's not something you want to miss. And for people that were around last year, if you remember this, just to jog your memory. So that's so yeah, so that's it. We want to see you for this year World Geology Day, and I look forward to seeing you guys. So then upcoming events we still have NAPI April technical meeting. This is a live meeting that will be happening in Eco Hotel. We just rounded one this last Wednesday at the Eco Hotel. We just finished one this last Wednesday at the Eco Hotel. So this is the upcoming one, and I want you to plan if you're in Lagos to attend. If you're not in Lagos, you can join online, and tune in and learn from professionals. There are always panel session and Q&A section where you can learn, real time industry projects, real time, industry projects that you can learn from. And you must have been seeing this flyer also, NAPE Mentoring Circle, an early mid-career enhancement program. You're an active member. You're an active member of NAPE. You need to be mentored as a young professional. you need to be mentored. You can't just do life alone and climb, all in alone and all that. So, but this is an opportunity for you to be mentored, and you'll be surprised people that are going to be the mentor here. People that are, being mentored, would have been mentored and all that. We know people that, we get to learn from and all that, that makes us who we are. So please, you are seeing the link there. One of the prerequisites is that you're an active member, of NAPE. So please, if you're not an active member, please update your membership. If you are not a member, please register as a member. Yeah. So and also, this was officially open last technical meeting, in Lagos. So this is our masthead for 2026 conference, and the theme for this year is unlocking more barriers, driving reserves growth through exploration, local capabilities, and adaptive technology. So, you have what is it called? The abstract submission link is out. Get the link or visit our website, www.nape.org.ng, and get to start, submitting your abstract, for acceptance. So this is the best time to start. This is the best time to start with your registration. You don't have to wait till it's late, when we are in late registration time. Now, as an active member, you can pay less even before that time. So I encourage you guys to register now. So at the beginning of this meeting, we displayed this to pay your due. So if you have not paid your due, please pay your due. Student membership is 2,000, active is 12,000, associate is 12,000, corporate is 50,000. So please do well to pay your due. And if you are not a member yet, you could call the contact, on the screen, Mr. Mayowa, or you call him Daniel also. So you can call him or chat him on WhatsApp, or email him so that you can get to join as a member. Yeah. So, and if you want to pay, this is the account details you can pay on the screen. It's a UBA account, it's a NAPE account. You can pay. So you don't have to wait till there's a physical event, because most time our physical events are controlled. I mean, by number now. So sometimes we can't take more than 20 persons. So once you submit or show your intent, to attend, so we check, one of the websites we check is that you are active member, that you are updated active member. You understand? So, but if you are not, we have to first consider people that are active. You understand? So you don't want to wait till that time before you start, rushing to pay. So thank you very much. If you are not following us on social media, please do well to follow us. We are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, we are on IG, we are on Twitter, and which is also called X, and we are on LinkedIn. You understand? And we also have a community on LinkedIn. So please, thank you, and like I say, watch out for our next technical meeting. So let's quickly go to the closing remark. Mr. Dumome, are you in?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here, baby.
Okay, you can go ahead with the closing remark. So Mr. Dumome is our technical officer. He puts all this together with his team and all that. Great topic. Great presenter and awesome moderation. So thank you very much, Mr. Dumome, and thank you everyone for having me. My name is Abioye. I'm the publicity secretary for this year. Thank you very much.
All right, yeah. Thank you, PS Abioye. So on behalf of the NAPE YP leads, Shion, I want to say thank you to Mr. Joseph Cookey. Some time ago, when I did my postgraduate internship, after doing my MSc, Mr. Cookey was my supervisor back then at Belema Oil. And he was very helpful, and I really learned a lot from him. And he has been for some time now, I mean, over a year now. He always wanted to, share this knowledge with us, right? And thankfully, the opportunity came. So he quickly latched into it. So I want to say thank you to Mr. Cookie. We really, really appreciate your time. Thank you for putting this together. And I would say that If you have any questions, I mean, for the participants, if you have any questions or concerns, you can reach out to Mr. Cookey via LinkedIn. His name is Joseph Cookey. You can reach out to him on LinkedIn. He's willing, it's always willing to help the young ones. I mean, fresh graduates and students. So you can reach out to him. Yeah, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining. It's my pleasure to put this together, and we hope to have more interesting sessions as we move forward. Thank you to Danny Abbey and then every other person that has been in the back end to make this successful. So we hope to see you in our next meeting. So that will be all from me. Have a nice day. Enjoy your weekend.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, everyone.
Thank you. See you next week. And
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Peace out.